Hello and welcome to my video, Ecouia Does London. So here I am in my hotel room. This is the view from my window. And as you can see, if you look back, there's the London Eye. The buildings in England are very old. They have a lot of character in London. You can almost feel the history just looking at the architecture. The hotel room is very small, true to European hotels. It's my bed, TV. There's my desk. There I am. Hello. And these are my maps of London. That way I know where I'm going. So I headed down to the train station, which is Edgware. And in London, you can catch what they call the tube, is a train. So in London, you can either use euros or you can use pounds. These are pounds. Pounds come in coins. The bills don't start until 5, 10, and 20. So those are the dollar pounds. And here is the machine where you get your Oyster card to go down and get on the train. There it is right there. So there it is to go and get on the tube. And I wanted the westbound train. In the train station going down the steps. So here's a map of the tube, or as some people call it, the underground. And it will take you all over London, and it's not very expensive at all. It's actually one of the more efficient and better trains. There's the sign with the way out. There's the train. And I love with the trains how they'll say, mind the gap, when you're stepping in and off of the trains. The inside of the train is very nice. And as you can see, electronically it shows the stations. So I got off on the Victoria station because that's the station that you go on when you want to go down and see more of the touristy things like the Palace, Westminster Abbey, London Eye, Big Ben. Here is a telephone booth, which I love. Even though people don't really use them anymore, I still think those are great. Here I am on my way to Buckingham Palace. Walking down into the palace, I seen this man riding a horse. Looks like a prince riding a horse, something from a movie, right? So here we are getting into Buckingham. The flags weren't out flying that day, but there was a ton of people out. It was a beautiful day in London. And here we are at the palace. These are the beautiful gates and the wonderful flag representing Great Britain. And they're there just in case you think you're going to hop the fence and have a visit with the Queen. Here's a better view of the palace. These gates are so beautiful, and the gold on the gates, the crest, is beautiful. Here's a closer look. You can see the lions. A lot of people stand out there and just take pictures and watch the beef eaters march. And they have a changing of the guard. I got some footage of the beef eater marching. There he is. And they actually have a museum where you can learn all about them and what they do. And later on in the video, I'll show you the information where it shows that little feather that's there on the right. Those feathers, depending on the color, mean something about the heritage or where they come from. So there he is, holding his gun, marching. There's the fountain that's beautiful, that's right across from the palace. A lot of people stand there and take photos as well. Some more gates and footage, things that are across from the palace. Those gates are just beautiful. The camera doesn't do them justice. So this is what I was talking about earlier, the changing of the guard. That breaks down what the feathers mean. And there's actually, like I said before, a whole museum that you can go and learn the history of the beef eaters and the guards and the changing of the guards. I guess it only happens from May to July. So this is one of the guards standing outside of that museum that I was talking about. A lot of people were going up to him, taking pictures. And I love, they're like Australia. They have these signs where it says look right, look left, because of course in England they drive on the opposite side. And here I'm walking down to Parliament Square, and just a big touristy area. On my left, I'm coming up to a pub. In England, there's a lot of pubs where people just stand outside and drink their beers, have their drink and smoke and talk and eat. And there's pubs. They sell the pies and the fish and chips, which is a very popular English thing to eat. And here I'm approaching Parliament Square, and you can see the buildings. There's a sign to go to the Tube. There's a double-decker bus, a shop, and I'm on Parliament Street now. All the government buildings, even though the Queen is the Queen, they have a Prime Minister, and they have the government is now ran by Parliament. Another beautiful double-decker bus. They're all throughout London. And there is Big Ben. And Big Ben is a part of Parliament's Elizabeth Tower. There's a closer look at Big Ben. It is just beautiful. There's Elizabeth Tower. And if you walk across the street, there is Westminster Abbey. For those of you who are not familiar with Westminster Abbey, that is the church where Prince William's, married Kate recently. And I believe Prince Charles and Diana got married, I believe, at Westminster Abbey as well. It's under some construction, as you can see, but it's a beautiful church. I didn't go inside, but it is beautiful. And across from that is Parliament Square with all the flags representing all the countries. This is a breakdown of Parliament Square and all of the buildings that are around there, Westminster Abbey, the statues of the different historical figures from all over the world. And you can't really see the history there, but it does a nice little briefing of showing you what is all there. And if you ever go, you can go by and stop and read that and get a little history. That is one of the things I love about going to London, is you can really see and feel the history. And over in Parliament Square, there's statues of Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Winston Churchill. There's the statue of Nelson. Zoom in so you can see his name. I was very happy to see that. He was such a wonderful man. There's also a statue of Gandhi. So I got close-ups of them because they're very influential in my life. There's more of the flags that surround the Parliament Square. And right across from it again is the Big Ben. Here's the London Eye, which is huge, and you can take a ride and you can see all of London. The London Eye is actually maybe like across the street and a little bit down from Big Ben, and then it sits right along the River Thames, and you can actually catch boat rides and go on a boat ride. And here is the Westminster Pier, and you can take that to have a boat ride. Here is London's mailbox. You know that I love mailboxes if you follow my videos. So here's London's, the Royal Mail. And here's Zara, one of my favorite stores to shop at. And I didn't get Primark, but there's Topshop. So I end up eating at McDonald's, which is usually not something I do when I travel. I try to eat something that is a little bit more cultural to the country that I'm in. But I was so hungry. I had to walk for so long. I seen McDonald's and I went to it. I went and got the chicken McNuggets. As you can see, their portions are smaller than ours, but it's pretty much the same as ours here. So I'm back at my hotel room. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the royal things in the Parliament, those parts of London. London is so big. There's so much more to see. I couldn't get it all done in one day. So hopefully we'll come back and do Ecouia Does London 2.0, okay? And we can go see the London Bridge, go to Oxford Street, Piccadilly Circus, which is just like popular area. And then maybe we can even do a pub, get some beer. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Remember, keep God first and create your own opportunities. Thanks for watching.